The IDF has cited recent Israeli intelligence, which says that Iran is fast approaching a, quote, point of no return, meaning it's on the verge of making several nuclear weapons. That, of course, is frightening for many countries, most notably Israel, which Iran has long threatened to annihilate. But some have rightly pointed out that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been citing intelligence reports just like that one for some time now. In fact, he's been saying for decades, since 1996, that Iran is just weeks or months away from its first nuclear bomb.
The deadline for attaining this goal is getting extremely close. By next spring, at most by next summer, at current enrichment rates, they will have finished the medium enrichment and move on to the final stage. From there, it's only a few months, possibly a few weeks away from having enough enriched uranium for an entire arsenal of nuclear weapons, weeks away from having the fissile material for an entire arsenal.
Joining me now is Yechiel Leiter. He is Israel's ambassador to the United States. Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us. So as we just heard, Benjamin Netanyahu has been warning since 1996 that Iran is on the brink of having a nuclear weapon, weeks away, months away. There are many in this country, as you know, who are saying, we've heard this before and it wasn't true then. Why is it true now? What's the answer?
Well, if that position wasn't so sad, it would actually be kind of funny. Look, the day before the 60-day limit that President Trump gave to the Ayatollah ran out, the IAEA, the international agency responsible for nuclear energy oversight, basically vindicated everything the Prime Minister's been saying in a damning report. It said that they're racing towards a nuclear weapon. Now, this should take us back, Elizabeth, to another time in history when it took 15 years for Adolf Hitler's plans to engage Europe in a world war actually were meted out. He started talking about it in 1923, but it took 15 years until 1938 that he actually had the political and military power to thrust the world into chaos and to 65 million dead, with 6 million Jews being gassed as well. And there was one man at the time, Winston Churchill, who was warning the world, and he was saying, look, this guy is going to take us into a world war. The Prime Minister has been very much like Churchill over these years, and he was called the same thing Churchill was called. Now the President completely understands that, has taken world leadership and gave the Ayatollah 60 days. It's very clear that we're not going back into a pattern of 1938. We don't have a second chance. We don't have a second chance. They call us a one-bomb country. And ultimately what we're doing is not only for Israel. Ultimately what we're doing is for the Middle East and the world.
The Israeli National Security Advisor said today, quote, this operation will not conclude without a strike on the Fordo nuclear facility. What if President Trump does not authorize a strike? What will Israel then do?
Well, let me point something out. There have been a number of surprises so far. Nobody believed that Thursday night we could take out all of the nuclear scientists and all the leadership of the IRGC instantaneously, all at the same moment. Obviously, there are a lot of Iranians who are very much in favor of what we're doing. And there are all sorts of collaborations going on, all sorts of possibilities. But what the National Security Advisor said is absolutely true. We are absolutely committed to finding a way to seeing this through so that Iran no longer poses an existential threat to the state of Israel.
But how will you do that? How will you do that if President Trump doesn't authorize the strike?
Elizabeth, it's going to be very difficult to put out a plan on even with the importance of NewsNation, can't exactly put out the maps this evening in front of you. We're committed to doing it. We have some surprises. We show what we're capable of doing. We showed the collaboration we have with Iranians on the ground, and we will, please God, see this through. They will not have the ability to have a nuclear weapon, nor will they have the ability to build ballistic missiles that they're firing into our population centers. It's just going to stop. We're at the head of the snake. We fought this war for a year and a half. When they sent Hamas over our border and slaughtered 1,200 of our civilians, men, women, and children, in a few hours, And then they sent the Hezbollah to fire missiles into our population centers. So we've lost 900 soldiers fighting the proxies of Iran, and now we're getting to the head of the snake. We're going to chop off the head of the snake. We're going to stop this existential threat from Iran, and we're going to change the Middle East. And you're going to see, Elizabeth, that countries are going to line up after that to normalize relations with Israel. And the vision that President Trump has for a new Middle East, for a peaceful Middle East, for peace through strength is going to happen. This is going to be Abraham Accords 2.0. Abraham Accords 2.0.
You mentioned in your last answer a number of surprises coming up. You've been talking about this. Surprises planned for tomorrow night and Friday. You said they will, quote, make the beeper operation seem simple. For people who might not remember, the exploding beeper mission took out the leaders of Hezbollah. It was unprecedented and incredibly audacious. I know you can't reveal what's about to happen, but you do say something's about to take place.
No. Actually, that's a misquote. I was talking about last Thursday, the opening of the strike, that there were surprises that came to bear. And in the future, it's going to be understood and uncovered what exactly we did last Thursday and Friday to implement this strike. Look, we achieved superiority over Iranian skies in 3 days. The Russians haven't achieved superiority over the skies of Ukraine in 3 years. We've accomplished what Russia couldn't do in 3 years. We've accomplished it in 3 days. And we're slightly smaller than Russia and Iran. So there are a number of things that we pulled off, a number of surprises we've already pulled off, and nobody should underestimate our ability to implement further surprises in the future.
So surprises yet to come. But bottom line, Ambassador, you think you can finish off Iran's nuclear program with, or more notably, without American help?
You know, Elizabeth, I would best quote the Chancellor of Germany, who when he left the meeting of the G7 and spending some time with President Trump, said just yesterday that Israel is doing a favor to the entire world. This is a devilish administration. This Ayatollah is a menace to the world. He's a malevolent individual. His administration is malevolent, and they've caused murder and mayhem throughout the world.
Okay.
So actually, the world should be joining in and assisting Israel in this war against the mullahs.
Ambassador Leiter, thank you so much. Come back and keep us posted. We appreciate you being here. All right.
Good evening.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.